What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name is Jesse. If this is your first time, go ahead, drop down below, hit the subscribe button, the little bell, give it a like, and it means a lot to me. It really does. It helps me keep me motivated to continue making content. It also helps keep me accountable to continue making content and working on my cars. So I really do appreciate that. Okay, so this is gonna be a new little bit that we're gonna do on the Datsun. Something that car people may or may not tell you is there's always something that we don't like about our cars. There's always a little something that like just really gets to us. Well, you don't notice it, maybe you do, but like you don't notice it, but I notice it, you know what I mean? Like, so if you're a car guy and say you got the coolest of the cool, you could have a Porsche that you built. There's probably something that you're just like, that just bugs me, right? If you can relate, let me know in the comments what that is for you, because I'm getting ready to get vulnerable and tell you the things that bother me about my Datsun. That's what we're gonna do this year. 2026 is gonna be about taking care of the things that bother me about the Datsun and things that I don't like. Let's go ahead and hop into that real quick. So having my Datsun, super cool. I love it. I love this car. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I actually like the Steryon even more than the Datsun, because at the end of the day, there's certain things about the Steryon that are just simple. Things that just work and things that just make sense. Now, just being completely honest and completely transparent, there's some things about the Datsun that I'm not super happy with. And it's always been that way. For a long time, the interior was one of those things, but I have gotten it mostly sorted out. And some of the other stuff, you may not even notice. It may not bother you. You may not have even known unless I've pointed it out to you in the past. And there are several people I've pointed out to, and when I do, it really stands out. The crazy part is that one of the things that bothers me most about this car is one of the things that makes it the most unique. And that is that the rear end is wide. And I mean real wide. And when I say wide, I don't mean like just a little, I mean a lot. And for those of you who don't know, let me explain a little bit. I don't want to go into too much crazy detail because I do have a video that I'm going to put out in the future going through the history of the car and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, let me explain. The Datsun that I have was my dad's car. This car was widened because my dad had a V8 in it all the way back in 1980. He had a V8 ever since the L series blew up in 1980, and it always made power. Long story short, when he went to rebuild this car in the early 2000s, he had wanted something to be able to put the power down a little bit more. So what he did was he had widened the rear end of the car so that he could fit a fatter tire. Right here is the difference in the width of the car. This is also one of the things that bothers me most about this car that I'm gonna try to take care of. But if you look here, the gap there is significant. It's about 5¼ inches to be exact. So what he did was he had cut the quarters off of another car, a donor car, and widened the car out by 5¼ inches. That way he was able to fit what he thought was a big tire back in the day at this 275 using these billet specialty wheels he had custom made. And it was made probably in, I'd say circa 2004-ish. One thing I don't like is that when my dad made the car, he could only go so far in because he had the factory suspension. So he made the wheels as wide as possible. But that's not wide enough for me. I hate the fact that I can put 275s on the rear of this car and they look like little skinny baby tires, dude. You might as well have 195 Honda tires on it because it is little, looks itty bitty. So I have always wanted a wider wheel. I don't want to get rid of these wheels because these were my dad's wheels and these are very special to me. I love these wheels. So I found an alternative. The alternative in my head is to go ahead and get the wheels widened. I did not know that this was a possibility. I found a company that I've been referred to by a couple of different people up in Michigan called Metalcraft Wheels. They specialize in custom, in widening and narrowing wheels for you. So if you have wheels that you're like, I want a fat and a skinny setup, they can widen it and then skinny your front ones. They can do all kinds of different stuff. So I am taking the wheels off and I am gonna take them up to Metalcraft up in Michigan and get them widened. I have to measure a couple of things to see where I'm limited widening these wheels and what I can do. We are gonna go from a 275 to a 315. And this may not look, I don't know if the camera does it much justice, but what a jump this is gonna be. So I have to measure and do my due diligence to make sure that I can fit these on the rear of that. So let me get to measuring. As we were talking about last night, we really needed to get this measured to see exactly how far we could go in on the backside of the wheel without hitting the coilover. I am not afraid to clearance my coilovers just a little bit as well, as long as you don't go into some of the structure parts and stuff like that, which the wheel's not near those. So we're pretty good to clearance it at least a little bit. So let me show you my method, things that I've learned over time on how to check for clearances. Now, this works really well with like, for example, I wanted to know how much depth I had in an oil pan one time between the oil pan and the pickup tube. So like to make sure that we weren't bottoming out and not being able to pick up the oil. So this works really great for that. Also, couldn't get a tape measure behind these wheels really well to where I could see it. So I have always used a little trick with Play-Doh. So I'll show you here what we're gonna do, and you can use this on all kinds of different things. So like if you're measuring, like I said before, a good example is like clearances for like something you can't really see, such as like if you're trying to test fit like a valve cover and you're worried if like something's getting too close, something like that, you can always stick some Play-Doh in there and measure your clearance. So you kind of use it like a plastic gauge kind of deal. So let me show you what we're gonna do here to check this. Okay, so I know that this is the area where the wheel is closest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this Play-Doh, stick it on there real nice like that, build up a little bit of area because I know it comes out a little bit. I know we have like about an inch till we get there. So you build it up like that and then we'll measure it. All right, so here it is. You can see the Play-Doh's back in there, kind of form fitted to the wheel. Now we can yank the wheel back off, measure the Play-Doh, and we'll kind of have an idea of how much space we have. As you see, we have our space for our coilover and our space for our wheel right there. And we are gonna measure the distance between the tiniest point there to there. It's kind of a weird measurement, but you're gonna get I feel like a much more accurate measurement than if you were to go inside and try to measure it with the wheel on there with a tape measure and just guess. So I'm sure there's better ways. If you have a better way to measure, let me know how you like to do it. But this is my method on measuring. So we're gonna do this, check the other side, and then we'll go from there. So excited.
For what?
Oh, the weather.
Oh.
It's cold. That I've went through all 4 seasons in this video.
Oh, sure. You just could do that in 2 days here.
I guarantee you there was part of this where you didn't see it outside. Definitely was snowing and there was snow on the ground. Then I filmed some, maybe yesterday, it was 80 degrees. And now it's 40. So.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
What? Yeah.
Now we were sweating.
Yeah, we were sweating. It was hot. We were out there working on the thing.
Whoa.
Anyway, here they are. These are wide and these are the fronts. So what we did was we had 1.5 inches in there. Place called Weldcraft Wheels. So when they weld these things, it's super cool because they weld the inside and the outside. They roll new pieces of barrel, put them in there. So this is 1.5 inch net gain. So I will paint the inside of them for now. I'm gonna get them repowder coated next winter because there's a bend in this one that I want to fix. So, but there's 1.5 inch on these, and these are my old rear tires. And there's 1 3/8 inches added to this one, which is a weird number, but I didn't want to get too close to the coilover and have to grind it down. So this is 1 3/8 inches. What they did was they took 1/8 inch out of the wheel and put 1.5 inches in it, which netted 1 3/8 inches. So 1 3/8 inches wider. We went from a 275 40 17 to 315 35 17.
It's a crazy number for a 17.
It is, and that's why it's so hard to find tires. Because like I said, I really wanted a 305, which would have, I don't know. After seeing it, I'm glad I went 315, and it's working so far. We're gonna get these things put on there real quick, and then I'm gonna take it off the jacks and put it on the ground, and we're gonna see if it moves forward and backward, just like without breaking something. I got almost run on this thing, dude. So when he was road force balancing them, this is as wide as the road force piece. That they
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, is this gonna fit on our machine? I was like, I think so. I'm still way out. What is going on?
Or just put the wheel on.
Yeah, you think. It sounds real simple. There it is. That was easy. I can make that look like I did it in no time with editing. She was good enough to set it down right.
I think so. This is going to be like an 8-step process to put it on the ground.
Shouldn't be too bad with the, I just gotta get the race wrench out. So to reiterate, the two things I've hated most about this car: how thin the back wheels look with how wide the car is, and the taillight panel. So this should make the back of the car look way more aggressive. That's the goal.
I was thinking. It'll come off the hood.
Yeah, it will.
That's funny.
You're about to have a heart attack when that happened. No joke. We'll stop it.
Makes the car look wider.
It makes it look lower,
Yeah.
I think. It's crazy that I have 315s on the back of a Datsun.
What's like a normal size?
They probably come with like 215s, 225s.
The stock's probably 185.
It might.
I mean, what fits like usually?
I don't know because I've never had a factory one.
Yeah.
Like mine's always been wide. Well, said I can remember. My
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
widened it when I was like 9. That was the plan, and I did some good math. Like I said, I wanted a 305 in the rear. I feel like it would have gave it that. Well, I'm actually happy that I was wrong because I feel like the bulge in the tire gives it more of a more aggressive look. But the 305, I feel like would have sat more like the old tire, a little bit more flush. And I'm so excited. I've been sitting, looking at this tire. The rear's perfect. The fronts look really good, but the front has a little bit too much bulge on it. It's really close to the fenders. Tire's a little too tall, just a little bit. So like, I think I'm gonna do, I was trying to get away from having to buy another pair of tires. But I think I'm gonna do a different size on the front. I've been really like looking at it. It also does cut off a little bit of my turning radius. It does hit like the wheel well frame area. I don't know how much it cuts off, but I can tell you it definitely cuts off a little bit. So going to a different size tire will clearance some of that. So it may still touch, I don't know, because there's a lot wider than it was before. But it will cut down some of it. So what I've decided, and I've already ordered them, I'm gonna go with a 255 4017. So right now it's a 275 4017. So it will be a little thinner. It'll bring the bulge in, so it'll be more flush, maybe even like a tiny bit of stretch, but not like it's like my old ones had like a little bit of stretch, but they weren't stretched. Ordered the same tires that are 888Rs. I don't plan on driving this in the rain ever, stuff like that. It's always gonna be a dry car. If I get caught out, you can still drive on our 888Rs. You just have to have a fucking brain. All right, so today is gonna be the day we wrap up a little Datsun series on getting the wheels done. Super excited about it. So let me show you what we have going on now. In the back here, we got our 315s mounted up, looking good. They gotta be cleaned up a little bit. Oh, I'm not even looking at it. Back here, we got our 315s mounted up. These are 315 35 17s, our 888Rs, and they fit wonderfully. We did measure correctly because back behind here, we do have about quarter inch, maybe an 1/8 inch between the wheel and the coilover, and plenty of room from the tire to the coilover. So we did great there. They are a little close. I did take it down the road. It did not rub at all on this side. It did rub a little on the driver's side, which would make sense because I was in the car. But I am going to go through here in a minute, and what we're gonna do to finish out the video is roll these and then take it for a test drive. I'm gonna take you guys with me. So there's that. 315 35 17s on the rear of this Datsun. And then we have on the front, I did go down a size. I sold the other tires that were on the fronts and bought new tires. These are 255 4017s. The cool thing is they did allow us clearance with the fenders, but also it does allow for full lock when turning to the right. It does rub a little when going full lock to the left. I don't know. There is something off a little bit, and it's something I want to dig into when I go to refinish the Datsun. Go grab a glove because I forgot that. Oh God, hold on. There we go. All right, we out cruising. Got a little rub somewhere just now on that big bump back there. do our little videos right here. All right, so after the drive, we do have a couple little spots that are still rubbing, whatever. Not a huge deal. They're not like real bad, just stuff we got to massage out and work out. That's going to wrap up our episode of fixing my #1 complaint with my Datsun aesthetically, which is the tires, the wheels looked tiny from the back. Now they don't look tiny from the back. They still look kind of small, which is funny, but not in the way that they did before. Before they looked like it skipped leg day. It was rough. We did wrap that up. I don't know what next week's episode is going to be, because next week we're going to try to take this to Dayton Cars and Coffee. I was going to try to take both cars. However, Stereon situation, which may be the next week's video, I'm not sure, is kind of rough. That will be remedied next weekend though, so I don't know when it will be remedied and if we will have the episode out in time or something. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in. I really hope that you had a fun little time with us today, checking out the wheels and changing up the fitment on the Datsun. It makes me happy. I'm excited to get this thing out on the road a little bit more this year and hopefully do some stuff with it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps a lot. I appreciate your time. I am going to be doing some features soon. I know I keep saying that, but life has been kind of back and forth. We are going to get to doing some features of some cars. If you have a specific style you think would be fun, whether like just straight interview with somebody or more like Mikey's video where we sat down and like it was just him. We asked him questions, but it didn't have us. Or if you want it to be like me talking with somebody, riding along, stuff like that, let me know what you think is the most fun kind of videos, and we'll go from there. And you guys have a great day. It is beautiful out today. It's supposed to rain here in a little bit, but have a great day. And enjoy your Easter, because this should be out on Easter. And I'll catch you on the next one. See you later, and bye.